Welcome to the Global Athletics Weekly podcast, a production of Making of Champions, Nigeria's leading sports media and management company.
Tirunesh Dibaba's 8-year-old world record may have survived another onslaught from Almaz Ayana. However, her meeting record did not, as Ayana raced to the second fastest time ever in the women's 5,000 meters at the Rome Diamond League, where she clocked 14:12:59. Welcome to another exciting episode of Global Athletics Weekly, where we serenade you with the latest happenings in the world of track and field. I am your host, Yemi Oluz, and once again, I'm here with my fellow analysts, Chris and Fumi.
Thank you.
So, Chris, you watched Ayana's, historical race, in Rome. What can you tell us about that race? What was the reaction from the fans like, and how did it just go? What was the high point for you?
I've watched many Ayana's races, and I feel that of Rome has to be one of the standouts, or if I'm to put it, is her best. Going by the time is her best, 14:12:59. She was less than 2 seconds away from the world record of 14:11:15. And to put things into perspective, she pushed very well. She ran a race without. She started with pacemakers, but they faded and they had to exit. She finished the last 7 laps or so without a pacemaker. She toiled hard. She worked harder herself. If she had a pacemaker up until maybe the last 4 laps, she could have broken that record. She was just racing against herself, and everybody were all roaring. Even athletes who were competing in the long jump and in the pole vault, they were cheering her up because everybody wanted her to break the world record. They were rooting for her. They were, go Ayana. Some were clapping. And when she was in the last 400 meters, she was pushing, and the whole stadium, Stadio Olimpico, they had to stand up and they were applauding. It was something that she missed by 2 seconds. And you know what 2 seconds means?
Even less than 2 seconds.
Less than 2 seconds. I'm just saying 2 seconds now for people to understand, because if I say 1.44, you might not understand the magnitude of how she lost it.
I actually have a confession. Prior to Ayana's race in Rome, I thought to myself that I think this girl is pushing it too hard. Let her just give it a break, this attempt on the world record every time. Because each time she wants to run, the whole media goes crazy. Ayana sets sights on world record and everything. And at the end of the day, she ends up not breaking the world record. But after her race yesterday, I think I actually changed my mind.
The thing is, if she has the legs in the last 800 meters, she can even do a 13 minutes. I'm just saying 13 minutes is very big. Because you see, she runs very well in the first 3,000 meters. She runs with pace, with power. She attacks the curves. She goes around the whole track with power. But in the last 200, she tires. And that's where the value of a pacemaker comes in. If she has a pacemaker who can push her up forward, she could do it. And, if you're talking about a good pacemaker for her could have been Janieve Dibaba.
But do you actually see that happening? Janieve and Dibaba running together, and
wants the world record herself. So why would she want? Because we saw an incident happen last year where she got angry that they agreed they were going to do the world record together, and Janieve went for glory alone and left her to burn out.
But for me, let me come to you now. Do you think Ayana is quickly trying to break the world record before Janieve opens her season?
Yes, I think that's what she's trying to do now. Because Janieve's first outing, 5,000 meters, she said she was coming for the world record. That would be in Oslo, if I'm right. She said she's coming for the world record. So I think it's a situation where Ayana wants to. Probably that was why she pushed so hard in Rome.
Because she's been pushing from Shanghai to Rabat and now Rome.
The time was faster. And even I don't think Janieve's personal best is up to this. She's the second fastest.
Fastest ever.
So that means Janieve's time
last
is not.
Last year she was the third fastest.
So if Janieve is to break the world record, she has it. It's going to be very, very difficult for her. But I see a situation where if Janieve doesn't break it in her next race, it's a situation where Ayana will take it before her.
But let me just chip in. Ayana has second and third fastest time in history. If we're talking about Janieve and Ayana going head to head, Dibaba, that's Janieve now, cannot beat Ayana in 5,000 meters.
But we don't know the form that Janieve Dibaba is in.
She's going to come back from an injury. If she says Oslo, that's the venue where her sister set the world record in 2008. she can't beat Ayana.
Let's face it. If Ayana is going to be in Oslo, probably she may not beat Ayana. But we don't also know the form that Genzebe is in. What if she's in a much better form than Ayana?
Last year she was in devastating form. Last year she set the world record in 1500 meters. I mean, she had everything going. She won that 5,000 meters world record. She couldn't beat Ayana.
But for me,
she's not going to beat her this year.
Let me come to you again. How would you feel if you were Genzebe and then Ayana actually breaks your elder sister's world record, which you had been setting sights on?
I'll just sit my sister down that, what did you do, or what did you tell me that Ayana has done or something? But I'll feel bad, to be sincere, I'll feel bad because I want the world record to stay within the family. But it won't be a bad idea also because it's going to stay in the country because Ayana is still an Ethiopian, so that'll be my solo. That's where my solos will come from.
Okay, still talking about the Rome Diamond League, we saw two youngsters who were very impressive, in their various events. They set world leads. Yeah. That's talking about Conseslus Kipruto and Janieve Russell. Both athletes, incidentally, won their events at the World Juniors in 2012, and now they've set world leads in 2016. Both have been impressive this year. So, starting with Kipruto, for example, Chris, do you see him as the likely successor, to Ezekiel Kemboi? Seeing that, he's been in impressive form this year. He won the World Juniors in 2012, 2013 won silver in Moscow, another silver in 2015 in Beijing. What do you think?
I mean, it's straightforward. It's a no-brainer. This guy is the worthy successor. He will take the mantle from Ezekiel Kemboi, but I think he will have to wait till maybe even after 2017.
So you don't think in Rio this year that Conseslus can actually
Kemboi is a championship athlete?
I won't go with that. I think
Kemboi would win.
I think Kipruto will win the Olympic.
Kipruto is in good form.
When you look
let's not even forget about Jairus Birech. He has beaten Kipruto too.
But what I like about Kipruto is that after his races, he still looks like he has so much more to give. Like he has not given everything.
Do you think others are laboring? Okay, if he still has so much to give, why hasn't he gone under 8 minutes?
He might just be saving that for Rio. Who knows?
But I think yes, steeplechase, he's still going to dominate in the next decade. But going to beat Kemboi this year is a possibility. He has beaten him in Diamond Leagues, but see, Kemboi is a championship athlete.
I'll go with that point that he has he doesn't have fast times, like his personal best is not up to Birech and Kemboi. So that might just
personal best is the 7th fastest ever. And Kemboi is actually to an extent in a class of his own. He's won 4 consecutive world titles since 2009 and then 2 Olympic medals from Athens 2004,
so,
defending champion 2012. But things could change in 2016.
Okay, let's see if he's going to change.
Talking about Janieve Russell too, we've seen her so impressive this year. Became the second woman only to break 54 seconds, setting a world lead of 53.96 in Rome. It seems like she's stolen the shine from Kelly Spencer and even Zuzana Hejnova. Fumi, do you actually think that Janieve Russell could spring a surprise in Rio? Can Zuzana Hejnova actually defend her title successfully?
We all know Zuzana is a championship winner. Remember taking about last year, she wasn't having it good before.
She had it good actually. She had it good in the Diamond League.
At the beginning, Kaliese was winning.
Okay, well, Spencer was
so leading. It was like a month before or 2 months before that she stepped things up and everybody knew that.
She can still do the same. That's why she has not been running since May.
That's what I'm saying, that Zuzana, championship winner Olympics, I don't think anybody's going to defeat her today.
But Hejnova is actually number 28 on the world list right now.
But when you check the personal best, as fine, Janieve is good, Russell is good. I'm not taking that away. But she has a PB of 53.96 now. Meanwhile, the likes of Zuzana, they've done 53 several times and has a personal best of 52 something. So I don't see a situation where Russell will displace Zuzana. And let's not forget that there's still Semeya coming in. That's world silver medalist, the world bronze medalist also, Cassandra Tate.
Right? From lane 1, she won silver medal.
So I don't see it's going to be dicey. Let me put it that way.
But Hejnova's race that she ran this year, she looked sort of rusty. What if she's not actually in that Olympic gold medal winning form?
When it comes to the Olympics, every athlete steps up and they get into shape.
Yes.
So it's still a long way. I mean, if I'm to put
It's
it that
not
way,
so long.
2 months.
2 months.
She can run in 2 meets and get her form back.
Well, we'll certainly be waiting for that.
Global Athletics Weekly is a Making of Champions production.
Webb was also another youngster who was very impressive in Rome. He won the 200 meters with 20.04 and then went on to set 9.94 to finish second in the 100 meters behind Justin Gatlin. I mean, that was very impressive.
Gatlin ran 9.93. Webb came in at 9.94. The thing is, Webb came close to beating Gatlin. Gatlin felt he had the win in the bag. He didn't. We had to watch the race again. He didn't even know that. He was oblivious of the fact that Webb had closed in and almost, if the race was
10 more meters to
10
go.
more meters, Webb would have won it. But having done that on the back of winning 200 meters is quite impressive. I think that guy is one to watch out for.
Yes, you're right about that. He's the one to watch out for, especially in the 200 meters, because now he has the second fastest time in the 200 meters this year, aside Lashon Merit. I mean, no, Lashon Merit might not be 200. So I think he's the major contender to push Bolt and Gatlin at the Olympics.
Okay, so if we have like Amir Webb, Trayvon Brummel, Andre DeGrasse.
Not even mention Brummel and DeGrasse.
Oh, really?
I think
Webb is not in their age brackets. Webb is like...
We're looking for the third contender now.
In 200 meters.
Young guys now. I'm saying that these three young guys, I mean, how would you place them in the build-up to Rio? Who would you...
Webb first, based on current performance. Webb.
Because
definitely.
Brummel was even in the 200 meters.
And he ran 28. So
the thing is, he is good. He has proven that it was not a flash in the pan what he did in Shanghai. I think. Yeah. So I mean, winning another one 20.04 is quite impressive. That's like almost 19. 20.04.
And he certainly helped in the Fantasy Diamond Race standings, right?
Yes, he did.
That's those who picked him.
So another impressive athlete in Rome was triple jump world champion Catherine Ibarguen. Took her wins to 34 consecutive victories in about 4 years, Chris.
The thing is, Ibarguen this year knows that the holy grail for her is the Olympic gold medal. She came close the last time in London and she finished with a silver medal. And since then, she has remained unbeaten. So this is going to be her year. If she loses it now, I think that should be cutting.
I think if Ibarguen goes unbeaten till the end of 2016, even till Rio, she will.
Don't be surprised. Yulima Rojas might.
I feel
the experience though, Rojas.
I'm not talking about Rojas now. Rojas finished like
one jump.
With one jump.
One valid jump.
So she could get one valid jump and
like
stun Ibarguen.
In Rome. But what I'm actually saying is that if Ibarguen should win the Olympic gold medal this year and end 2016 season unbeaten, I think she should just retire and leave when everyone
on the high, right?
There's world championships.
Before it's going to be like history that she went 4 years unbeaten. Than when she now wants to take it higher and she gets.
You're forgetting about the prize money if she wins the world title next year.
I think she should just retire after that.
Okay, we'll see.
I think it will depend on the form she is anyway by that time.
By next year.
Yeah, but we also saw Caster Semenya equal her world lead of 1:56.64, which she set first in Rabat and then Rome. How much faster do you think Caster Semenya can go? And what do you actually see playing out in the build-up to the Olympics?
World record is 1:53. I think Semeya can do 1:52.
Wow.
It's emphatic. You need to watch her races. The thing is, she calculates it very well. She knows when to attack the bend, when to overtake someone in front of her. The way she overtook Neon Saba was breathtaking. She knew this is time to move, and she did it. If she even attacks from 200 meters and is in the lead, we're talking about 1:52.
I don't think breaking the world record. She might get close to it, but breaking the world record.
Okay, but what if she decides?
Her world lead is 1:56.
Yeah.
World record is 1:53. We're talking about 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. But in athletics, 3 seconds is large.
It means a lot, but from the time she moves ahead of others, she could.
But what if Semeya actually decides to do the double? Let's say 400 and 800. She's already qualified for the 400. She's met the mark, for the Olympics. So what if she decides to actually double? What does this mean for the likes of Shawnee Miller, Alison Felix? Do you think she could actually spring a surprise?
Doubling, she can do it. But medaling in the 400, I don't think so.
She will.
I think medaling in 400 is between Felix, Miller.
Finish in top 3. Caster Semenya is in great form now. So anyway, she decides to compete 400, 800, she's going to win a medal.
You see her running a 49 in 400 meters.
It's possible. For her today, 156 in 800 meters, and she's still every meet she has participated, she keeps breaking her season best. Like she keeps setting new world leads. So I see her doing that also in 400 meters. She already has a 57 now in 400 meters. So why do you think she can? She did that early the year.
I think the sure bet for her is 800 meters. 400 meters, nah.
Well, we're not oblivious to the fact that Semeya's current form right now will sort of trigger some controversy, as to whether intersex athletes should be allowed to compete with other women, because of the higher testosterone levels, which sort of gives them an advantage. What do you guys think,
The thing is, after that race in Rome, others were exhausted. She wasn't. And she was the one who went to even congratulate them. Some of them were dejected. Some of them were... Like they didn't seem so... Unisum, I think she's even affected by the fact that Semeya has come back. Other athletes were like, why are we competing against her? And she had to go congratulate them herself. She was like, thank you for participating.
That kind of thing. She will know what their sentiment is like,
Yeah, but I don't want to be in their shoes, in the shoes of athletes like Melissa Bishop, Asamazova, and Unisum, who feel that, this is an opportunity for them not to win an Olympic medal.
Well, certainly no experts.
You're already giving it to Caster Semeya to win the Olympic medal.
Gold medal is already in South Africa.
Well, we're certainly no experts in sports science, but we're hoping that our listeners get to do more research, on cases like this. This is all we can take on today's episode of Global Athletics Weekly. Join us again, same time next week. I remain your host, Yemi Olus, and from Chris and Fumi, have a great week ahead.
Global Athletics Weekly is a Making of Champions production. For all the latest athletics stories, go to makingofchamps.com and follow us on social media at Making of Champs on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and YouTube.